What are you thinking back there? Right there, when you come charging in like that.
Nothing. I saw you squaring off with them guys. What do I need to think for?
Tom, I love this movie. I feel like it is a time capsule on kind of like the biker culture, but also the era that we were going through in America at that time. For your role of Johnny, there's no previous recording on how he sounded. So can you talk about finding Johnny's sound and bringing him to life?
It is, actually.
Oh, there is?
It is, yeah, I believe. But it's... and there is accent similarities to what Johnny in the film sounds like and to him, but there's a kind of no, I don't know how to say it without being sound like I'm criticizing them. No, there's a tonality to it that doesn't lift. It's like.
Very mellow, yeah, it just lays there.
There's an energy element to it that doesn't. It would be a very different performance, you know, a very different music of the whole ensemble if you were to be absolutely accurate. Although it would have been also very interesting in its own right, but there is actually vocal.
Incredible. Now, I know you have extensive experience riding motorcycles, and one thing I love about the motorcycles from this era is the sound. I felt that sound in the theater. Can you talk about riding motorcycles from this era?
They're dangerous. You know, they're dangerous. And they're contrary, and they're going to fall apart on you, and you need to know how to put them together. And you need, and if you don't know, you need someone with you that does, and that's a round-the-clock thing. And if you don't live and breathe it, then you're not going to get far on one, you know, or certainly not for long because it will inevitably fall apart in the next 24 hours on you. So they're a thing of beauty and beautiful engineering, and something that you can understand why some people literally. Their heart is, you know, wide open to be near them all day, all the time. For somebody like me who day trips in the riding, like I ride in the sun, like and it's wet. I'm in the car, you know, but I can ride. So it's not like I'm proficient only in the fact that I can use a motorcycle to get around anywhere. If it's got a road, you know,
right.
So riding a timepiece is of its own in its own. It takes a lot of effort because they can fall apart, and that can be dangerous, as well as it is a thing of beauty. Not helpful when you're under pressure.
I can imagine. Now, I love the dynamic between Johnny and Benny in this film, and I love how their brotherhood is kind of explored. Can you talk about their dynamic in the film?
Yeah. So it's multi-layered. I think Johnny is older than Benny by some significant years, certainly generational. Johnny's enamored by Johnny has 2 children and a wife, and he's a truck driver, and then he rides for pleasure, and it's his passion outside of that, his family life. But Benny doesn't have a family. Benny just rides and is free, and is pretty much encapsulates for Johnny wish fulfillment, potential, life lost, promise, vitality, an adoration, almost like looking at the part of you that will never be. So the love stems for, I suppose, the lamentation of the loss of vitality and the sense of being and purpose being quite as pure and wonderful as that which he projects upon a human being that he's objectified.
Absolutely. I think Jeff did such a fantastic job with this film. Can you talk about what his directing style added to this film as a collaborator?
Jeff didn't add to it. Jeff was it, it wasn't like we weren't, Jeff didn't add value. Jeff came with the quality, and we hoped to add value, you know, and everybody had to play their part to add value to what Jeff had laid down. So he takes his time to articulate himself, but that is like, you know, that's like he has his own way of doing things, but you can see it in the writing, you can see it in the design, you can see it around him. It's come from somewhere, and he's not, you know, he's very clear about what he wants when he's clear about what he wants. So finding out what he wants is the key to adding value for Jeff. And if in turn that adds value to an audience watching it, great. You know what I mean? That's the done deal then, isn't it?
Absolutely.
So, yeah, so I don't really know how else to articulate myself on that one.
No, that's great. I mean, look, the film is fantastic, man. Thank you so much for your time. I love this film. Thank you so much, Tom. Appreciate you, man.
Just hoping maybe to little food, little drink, want to show a little class, contribute to the party.
Help yourself.